What's up, Ragin Nation? How y'all doing? This is Alex. You watching the Ragin Nation show Transformers 4 edition. This is just a web series where we talk about all things Imagine Me for the production of the 4th installment of the live-action Transformers film franchise directed by Michael Bay. This is update number 40. And let's start off this video with some shout-outs. And that shout-out would be for Aaron Mail from England. How you doing? Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for being part of the Ragin Nation. And always, thanks for watching my videos. The next shout-out is for Sam, the DHC creator. He does gameplay vlogs on his YouTube channel. Check it out, the DHC creator. Once again, thank you for being part of the Ragin Nation, and I appreciate you guys watching my videos, and all of you guys, of course. And another thing I want to do before I start off my news is do some collection photo shoutouts. Let's check out some collection photos, and the first collection photo is from Andrew. Thank you for showing me your collection photo. The first thing I want to say about this photo is that it is shot in your garage, and I think that's pretty unique. Another thing that is very unique about this photo, and the reason why I want to show it off, is because it's around a train track, which makes for a lot of fun because a train can go by, and that could be Astro Train, or it could be a Raiden, the train transformer from the Japanese Transformers series. But the one thing that I want to talk about in this photo that really blows my mind is that almost every robot character in this photo is almost all in alt modes. Usually when you see a collection photo, you see them all in robot modes, or you see some of them in vehicle modes and most of them in robot modes. Almost all these guys, more than half of these guys are in vehicle modes, and that is very cool. Even all my guys up here are all in robot modes, but it was so unique, and this is the first time that I saw a collection where most of the collection is in alt modes, and that's why I wanted to show it off. I thought that was very unique, and good job, Andrew, for just taking the time to transform them all, and that was very cool. Another photo that I want to show you guys is not exactly a Transformers collection photo, but just a kind of a cartoony cartoon photo. It's got a couple of captions here, and it's got Grimlock and Slag watching my Ragin Nation show Transformers 4 edition on his mobile phone, and it says, "Look, Slag, me, Grimlock in B-movie." And then Slag says, "Slag and others better be in it as well." Sorry, that was my best impression of the Dinobots. Once again, Joshua, thank you for showing me this photo. It is very, very entertaining to look at, and thanks for taking the time to make this. And finally, the last photo that I want to show you guys is not a collection photo. It's not even really a photo, but it's a drawing. It is a drawing of Bumblebee from Zulkier Little Ray. Thanks for showing me this, and this is a really, really cool drawing of Bumblebee. It looks great, lots of detail, a lot of really nice bright colors, and Bumblebee has never looked better. So thanks for showing that to me. You're very talented, and keep up the good work. Now let's get on with some news, and let's do a recap with regards to the filming and the filming in Chicago. They were filming at the Blue Cross Blue Shield Tower, and the usual suspects were all there: Optimus Prime, Hound, Drift, Crosshairs, and Bumblebee, which suggests they are the main members of the Autobot cast. And what really boggles me is, where the heck is the Lamborghini Aventador and the Pagani Huayra? Where are they? I rarely ever see them. I saw the Pagani Huayra on the Hong Kong set. I saw the Lamborghini Aventador on the Texas Chase set. But they're nowhere else to be seen, so which leads me to believe that these two Autobots are doing their own thing, and it leads for a very unique story dynamic. It just means that the Autobots are not always together, but these other Autobots are doing their own thing. Or are they Decepticons? Who knows? Very interesting stuff, so I just had to point that out. Another thing that I want to talk about is I'd like to thank Preston from Chicago. Thank you very much for shooting this video for me with your camera phone. And you see the Autobots rolling by. He obviously had his attention caught by the Bugatti Veyron, but what really caught my attention in this video is this white or silver car. Now, that's the first thing I noticed, but he turned the camera away because, like, maybe the car wasn't anything special, but it seems very unique to me. And it actually turns out that this car is, in fact, a car that's going to be featured in Transformers 4. And Lorenzo de Bonaventura, he would be the producer of the 4 Transformers movie. He actually did a press statement, and he said that this car is actually a very unique car from a Chinese vehicle company. It's a Chinese concept car called the E-Jet. It will be featured in Transformers 4, and a lot of people are probably automatically, by default, going to assume and speculate that this is going to be a Transformer. If it's going to be a Transformer, it's either going to be either an Autobot or a Decepticon. I don't think it's going to be an Autobot at all because we already know who the cast is for the Autobots, so it's got to be Decepticon, right? Well, I'm going to go out and say that it's not going to be either of them. Remember in Transformers Dark of the Moon, there was a Maybach feature driven by Agent Seymour Simmons? Well, it never transformed at all, and I just think that this E-Jet is just an opportunity for these Chinese vehicle companies to feature their vehicle, their concept car in a big blockbuster movie, which is a high-profile movie. It's going to be seen all over the world, and it's a great opportunity for marketing because, as you already know, Transformers live-action films is a big 2-hour feature-length car commercial. So if they're going to be filming in China, they are most likely going to have these Chinese companies take advantage of the possibility to market their cars, and I think that they're going to use this opportunity to market the E-Jet. So it is not a Decepticon in my personal speculation opinion. So there you have it. Another thing that we got to talk about is Dinobots. We already talked a lot about Dinobots. We already know they're going to be in the movie, but Lorenzo de Bonaventura, once again, the producer of Transformers live-action movies, confirmed it himself that Dinobots are going to be in it and is going to add to a huge dynamic for the story. And one thing that I found really exciting is that ILM is actually going to be doing a spotlight feature on the creation and design of the Dinobots, about the visual effects and creation process of the Dinobots. And do you know what that means? That means that the Dinobots are special enough to actually have a full spotlight feature on them, which means that they're going to put a lot of computer processing power and CG rendering power into these Dinobots. So, remember in Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, ILM had a big spotlight feature on Devastator. In Transformers Dark of the Moon, it was the Driller / the Colossus. The Colossus was even a bigger creation for the ILM team because the visual effects for creating the Driller was even greater than that of Devastator from Revenge of the Fallen. And next, they're doing a feature on the Dinobots, which makes me to believe that in Transformers 4, the Dinobots will be the Driller / Devastator of Transformers 4. Meaning that they're going to put a lot of visual effects computing power, computer graphics power, into making the Dinobots come to life. And that makes me very happy. Because the Dinobots are very unrealistic, well, in the sense that, well, it takes place in the real world, in Earth, and you have these mechanical prehistoric robots, these prehistoric looking robots running around Earth and causing all types of destruction, and in the sense of realism, that's not very feasible, but the only thing you can do is really make it as photorealistic and realistic looking as possible, and ILM is the visual effects house to really make that happen. They are the best visual effects house in the business, and they're going to make them come to life, and I'm really super excited about that. They're going to spend a lot of time in making Grimlock look awesome and look very beautiful, and that's just going to blow our minds away in freaking IMAX 3D 6K beautiful resolution. Very excited about that. So there you have it. The next thing we got to talk about is the appearance of an Aston Martin Vanquish, a silver one in fact, and it was seen driving alongside Crosshairs and Drift. Does that mean it's an Autobot? I don't think so. I think we already know who the main cast of the Autobots are, so it's gotta be a Stunticon. Stunticons are Decepticon vehicles. And the silver Aston Martin Vanquish, I personally believe, is a Stunticon. It's a fast supercar, and it's going to be doing battle with the likes of the Bugatti Veyron and the Stingray and the Camaro and Lamborghini Pagani. Oh my god, it's going to be crazy. I'm really excited about that, and I'm so glad that we're seeing more cars. So there you have it. Which character is going to be? It could be in any one of the Stunticons. Really exciting stuff. Now another car that's being spotted, that was spotted on set, is a white Camaro. A white Camaro, just like Bumblebee, which is a yellow Camaro. And I don't think this is anything at all. I don't think it's another Autobot. I don't think it's a Bumblebee re-upgrading into a different color. I think that Chevy is shooting a commercial within the set of Transformers 4. So yeah, nothing really special to report here. But the one thing I want to talk about is about the title of Transformers 4. For the longest time, I kept on thinking that Transformers 4 wasn't going to have a subtitle. I just kept on thinking that it was just going to be Transformers 4. And the main reason why I thought that was because I thought that Michael Bay wanted to do something a little bit different, something that strayed away from the first trilogy. But it turns out that Paramount has registered a couple of domains and a couple of trademarks for the titles. And I don't know if these are going to be the titles for Transformers 4, but let me just read them out to you. Okay, you got Last Stand, Future Cast, and Apocalypse. And I don't like any of those titles, okay? Apocalypse just sounds too much like Resident Evil Apocalypse, and I'm sure some other movies had the word apocalypse in front of it. Then there's Last Stand, which is like X-Men Last Stand, and there's also this Arnold Schwarzenegger movie that was called The Last Stand. And Future Cast, I have no idea what that means. It sounds like it's like weather forecast, like telling the future, the forecast of the future. So what does that really mean? Could that be the title? Could any one of these three be the title of Transformers 4? Apparently, well, actually, I personally think that these three titles don't refer to the title of Transformers 4 the movie, but in fact the movie tie-in comics. This is my theory, okay? So I think that these three titles refer to possibly a prequel comic, or a spin-off comic, or a sequel comic, or something that takes place during Transformers 4. So I don't really know, but I don't think any of these sound like what the Transformers 4 title could be, okay? So they also registered a fourth title, and that would be Age of Extinction. Now this kind of sounds like the real title for Transformers 4, because the word extinction refers to something that's extinct, and what's extinct? That would be prehistoric animals like dinosaurs, for example. And when you got dinosaurs, we're referring to Dinobots. Well, check this out. Today, they just released the official poster for Transformers 4, and it is called Transformers Age of Extinction. There you have it. Check out this official poster. It has the 4 and the half a Decepticon symbol in sand. Now, when you think of sand, you probably think of desert sand, you know, the Egypt battle and Revenge of the Fallen, or the Scorponok attack. Well, I don't think this is desert sand at all. This is sand from a prehistoric dig site, alright? Which confirms that Dinobots is in this. And Age of Extinction sounds like it would be just right for the title. Because when you look back at Transformers 2, Revenge of the Fallen, Transformers 3, Dark of the Moon, and Transformers 4, Age of Extinction. So there you have it. It's a very creative title, and I like it a lot more than Dark of the Moon and Revenge of the Fallen, just because Age of Extinction, it just sounds very unique. It sounds interesting. So that is the title, and that is the official poster for Transformers 4 Age of Extinction. Now, there are other three titles that were registered, and this is for the video game. And these three titles are kind of interesting, but I'm going to tell you to end the video right now if you don't want to be spoiled, because it suggests that a character is coming back. I don't think it's a big deal, but I'm going to suggest that you stop the video right now if you don't want to be spoiled. The titles are Spirits Rising, Autobots Supreme, and Megatron Rising. And Megatron Rising, okay, that suggests that Megatron is coming back, and I personally think that Megatron Rising refers to Megatron coming back in the video game only, okay? As you already know, there's 3 different video game titles, and I'm just thinking that it could be for the, you know, next generation platforms like a PS3, the Wii, and the Xbox 360. And then one of them could be a mobile phone game, you know, for mobile devices, and another one could be for an online game. So I think there are 3 separate games, and one of them suggests that Megatron is rising, and he will probably be back for a video game, but I don't think he's going to be back for the movie. That would be kind of lame to have Megatron back for a 4th time around, because I think 3 strikes, you're out. 3 strikes, you're done, okay? Megatron just was defeated in all three movies. Even in Revenge of the Fallen, in some way he was defeated. Okay, he didn't really die, but he was defeated. So I think that's enough. I don't want to see Megatron defeated again. Bring back some other villains. So there you have it. Anyways, with regards to Age of Extinction, the poster, I noticed that it says July 10th, 2014. Now, if you don't already know, the North American release of Transformers Age of Extinction actually is June 27th in 2014 in North America. So it kind of makes me sad that the UK is getting it like 2 weeks later, like almost 2 weeks later, and that kind of sucks. You know, I mean, I thought it would be a worldwide simultaneous release, but apparently it's not. And I feel really bad for the people living in the UK because they get it a lot later, and they have to avoid so many spoilers for such a highly anticipated movie. But that's all I got to talk about. I just wanted to show you the official poster for Transformers: Age of Extinction, and also the title is, of course, Age of Extinction. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comment section below. And also, I want to tell you guys to subscribe to the A3U review. Me, Boris, and Spencer, we talk about Transformers toys. Okay, if you want to see us talk about Transformers toys, subscribe to youtube.com/A3U review. We talk about third-party stuff, we talk about Japanese Takara stuff, and of course the Hasbro stuff, and a lot of really, really cool stuff. So if you love Transformers toys, definitely subscribe to that. As always, if it's like this video, subscribe to the Origination. My name is Alex. I'll see you next time. Peace. To open up the bag, okay? And spill out the beans, and that is Dinobots are in Transformers 4. Now, there has been some fan concept art of what Grimlock